Breaking news from Afghanistan, another Canadian soldier has been killed.
Since Marc was 8 years old, he always dreamt to be a soldier.
Yes. All right, steady up. Ladies and gentlemen, good afternoon. Yes, it is afternoon, 15 hours. We're just slightly 15 minutes late here. I apologize for all of you who've been here patiently waiting for the viewing of this documentary, If I Should Fall. We're delighted today to welcome a number of people to Petawawa, back to the regiment. Hani, Jihan, Mom and Dad to Trooper Diab, Trooper Marc Diab, and Fadi, his brother-in-law, Chief Cook and Bottle Washer down at Manabee Restaurant. We also have the team that has made all of this possible and put together this documentary for us. And you will see as we go through this documentary what a wonderful job they did. So Paul Culleton, our producer, where are you, Paul? There he is off to the side. His son Brendan, the director, the man up here with the camera, and he'll say a few words just before we get started here in a couple of moments. And Dan Heald, the assistant director, where are you, Dan?
Dan's way up there.
Way up there in the back, up top in the pulpit or whatever you'll call that thing. Looks like one of the guys from the Muppets, really. So, it's Lily Fontaine. It's Remembrance Day month. It's an incredible time of remembrance for all of us, each and every one of us. For those of us in uniform, those of us who've long ago taken that uniform off, those of us with family who have served in uniform, and those who have lost their loved ones serving in this fine uniform of ours. And just as it is for them, you will see as we go through this documentary, and it follows Trooper Marc Diab's life and times. It talks about others of our fallen. It interviews our soldiers as we follow how they dealt with that very great tragedy, how they celebrated life as it was lived before that tragedy. You'll see a little bit about how it's carried on since then. You will see firsthand some of your mates talking through the very tough times that they experienced. You will see these families here before us in their angst as they tell their story, and the joy about which they refer to their loved one, the joy with which they refer to this regiment and the soldiers in this regiment. We truly are a regimental family. They are our regimental family. We will never forget them. We will always be their living memory, and we will always do that in the finest traditions of their days. So what I'm going to do is pass this microphone just very briefly, go over to Brendan Culleton, our director. Brendan, I don't know if the Army's aged me a lot, but Brendan just looks really young, but a young and accomplished man. And Brendan is going to say a few words before we close the lights and spark up the documentary.
Without needing to say much, it is an absolute privilege to be here today. This is something where 9 months ago when we started this, this was an objective to be here today, to be able to share this with you, and from here to be able to share it with everyone within Canada, because within the family it's easy to understand how everyone can see themselves as brothers and sisters, but beyond the military, as Canadians, this is a documentary where we want to be able to extend that camaraderie so that all Canadians will be able to see the military as their brothers and sisters, as I do, as I have developed that relationship through the film, through closely being able to understand the experiences that many of you have gone through. So this film, it is something that is meant to educate. What we are doing here today, this is just the start. And over the years to come, the emotions that are going to show within this room, this is something that's going to spark something within the heart of all Canadians. And it's something that, Marc always wanted to make a difference in the world. And through this film, this is something where you can show whether it is our Canadian military who's making a difference, or whether it's just within your community, whether it's just through being a loving family member, or whatever it is, anyone can make a difference in the world. And through what I have done, this is my contribution. At this point, the documentary, the film itself is over, but the story is not. The story from here continues, and it is where the film goes from here that the next documentary begins with. Again, thank you very much, everyone, and I look forward to sharing the film with you and with the rest of the world. So thank you.
He wanted everybody to be happy, and in his own way he did that. And I want people to always remember him as that.
Yeah, I'm going down there now.
Dragoons. We're blessed. We're a blessed regiment. We're a blessed country, a blessed army. We're blessed by our soldiers. We're blessed by their professionalism. We're blessed by their courage. We're blessed by their strength of character. We're blessed by our families. We're blessed by the families of our fallen. We're blessed by Marc, Diab, by Jack Matillier, all of the Dragoons that have fallen in Afghanistan, all of the Dragoons that have fallen in operations around this world. We truly are blessed for that. And today, in the last 2 hours or so, you see that we're also blessed. We're blessed that Brendan and Paul and Dan and a host of others who assisted them undertook this project of remembrance. We as a regiment, this regimental family, remember our fallen. We remember those who have gone before us. And we've managed through this project to capture that memory in an everlasting way, in a manner that can share our memories of those soldiers and their families around the world so that they should never be forgotten. And as a small token of our appreciation for all of the work that has gone into this project, I'd like to ask Brendan, I'd like to ask Paul, and I'd like to ask Dan to please come forward for a very quick presentation. And generals, if you wouldn't mind, please to join Garrison and I while we do so.
It's very simple. You don't even have to press anything.
So gentlemen, this is a small token of our appreciation. I hope that you display it in a place of pride. I hope that you know our pride in having met you, our delight in your having undertaken this project. And I know I speak on behalf of the families too when I say that you've undertaken it in a way, and the only way I think that could do justice to the memories of our fallen. Ladies and gentlemen, if you'll join me please, a round of applause to thank these gentlemen.
Presented to Paul Colton and his team at Joint Media Group Inc. as a presentation of English.
So this concludes this afternoon's activities. I thank you one and all. It's a great day to be a Dragoon.